Well, Brian and Catherine, it was just tense inside the courtroom today as that judge considered each and every factor she needed to in order to make a decision in the case. But it was a recent amendment to a state law that ultimately increased the level of evidence needed in order to prove that that teenage girl could not be rehabilitated by the time she turned 25. And ultimately, it was that factor that outweighed everything else in the case.
Over a year after 18-year-old Caleb Quick was shot and killed at the McDonald's at Willow and Nees in Clovis, one of the two suspects arrested in his death now knows her case will stay in the juvenile court system. A Fresno County judge deciding to deny the teenage girl from being transferred to adult court. Attorney Jeff Hammerschmidt is representing the girl accused of acting as the getaway driver. He says not only was this the right decision, it was the only decision the judge could make.
With both experts finding that she is amenable to rehabilitation, as the judge stated, she is mandated under California law to deny the transfer.
Both sides presented closing statements, with the prosecution arguing the teen's bright mind and stable upbringing made the alleged involvement even more concerning, especially for this level of violence as a first-time offender. They say she's unpredictable. The defense reminding the court the point of the transfer hearing wasn't to argue about the facts of the case, just if the teen could be rehabilitated before the age of 25. They say she can and pointed to therapy the teen's receiving in custody. On criminal sophistication and the gravity of the crime, the judge agreed the prosecution passed the burden of proof. However, when it came to the question of if the girl could be rehabilitated, the judge says experts say she can, and that factor outweighs everything else.
I'm not better than anyone else to think that I had a better outcome, but I was hopeful for sure.
Quick's father, Steven, says he's disappointed, but he was mentally prepared for this outcome, especially after speaking with other families who lost loved ones at the hands of teens.
I think their hands were pretty much tied. There's a huge burden of proof. It's going up a hill, with the 10,000-foot load behind you. The scales of justice are pretty much pressed for the people that commit these crimes.
And Brian and Catherine, the prosecution will have a chance to appeal this decision. The next court date is on June 5th. Now, the suspected male shooter in this case, he has not had his transfer hearing yet, but Caleb's dad does say he is worried it will end the same way. We're live tonight in downtown Fresno. Catherine Phillips, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.